We're out here in Colorado, White River National Forest. This is Peru Creek. I'm told this road is so potholey you just can't mess the potholes. So there's a big one. We're on the Royal Enfield Himalayan 452. I jetted out here from Iowa, 800 and hey, look at those rocks. 785 miles, sorry. And we are now on these kind of roads, the same bike. You know, how does that work? This is kind of a jack of all trades motorcycle. Very bumpy right there. This is the first time using the chest mount. This road has both hikers, has many things. Hikers, bicyclers, mountain bikers, you know, motorcycles like me. I don't know about Jeeps. Many of the roads we went out yesterday, and many of the roads we were on, there were a lot of that too, Jeeps. Very friendly crowds, usually, for the most part. I haven't had any troubles at all out here. You know, the absolutely fabulous scenes. Ahead of us is Mark on his Royal Enfield Himalayan 452 and Gary on his Tiger 800. Gary rode out here from Iowa with me. Mark lives out here. The bike itself has a 452 cubic centimeter dual overhead cam, 4-valve per cylinder, single-cylinder engine, liquid cooled. Makes about 40 horsepower, about 30 foot-pounds of torque, about 40 newton meters of torque. And it's it's a fabulous motor. Seems to do everything. All that goes through a 6-speed transmission, which seems to work incredibly well. But it's got some curiosities. I don't want to call them, they're not bad things. They are different things. For instance, when you're in town and you're banging around hard, you can shift without a clutch pretty easily, both up and down. It's got a little longer throw from second to first gear for some reason than it does otherwise. You know, things like that, among other things, you know. 50 over 50 is 6 gears, fine, you know. That's probably 55 or up, I'd say. It's got loads of power, loads of torque. For this kind of thing, certainly. I did do a 1,000-mile ride on this. I did 1,000 miles in one day. I went up into North Dakota. I took interstate as much as well, the whole way actually, except for the 6 miles from my house to the interstate. 6 or 7 miles. And those guys are losing me, by golly. What a road, huh? What a road. Anyway, so the engine is just fabulous, I guess is what I'm saying. And I've got, it looks like 6,081 miles on the engine right now. So I've got a few miles on it. I picked the bike up, it'll be 3 weeks. Today's Wednesday, so it'll be 3 weeks this coming Friday. I put a few miles on it in a short amount of time. So what's even more amazing than the engine, the engine is absolutely fabulous, is the suspension. And we were just, that's the absolute shocker. You know, we all knew it would be better than before, but we didn't know how good it was going to be. You know, it rocks it. It's got, depending on who you talk to, it's got 200 millimeters front and back suspension. That's 7.9 to 8 inches, something like that. So plenty of that. It's got a 43 millimeter fork on the front, upside down fork. So, you know, less mass on the wheel end of the moving thing. It'll go in. Sorry. It'll move quickly. You know, the bike is very nimble for a bike that weighs 430 pounds, 241 kilograms. Big bumps, big bumps. Gosh darn, this is fun. This is a hoot. Ground clearance is about 9 inches, 230 millimeters. Brakes are, oh hey, look at this, water feature. 320 millimeter single disc on the front with a dual piston bicaliper. On the rear, it's a 270 millimeter disc with a single piston bicaliper. It's got fabulous brakes. They really upped their game on that. Very happy with that. This road is something else. I'm loving this. I'm just loving this. You know, we were on some roads a lot rougher than this yesterday, but we were also moving a lot slower. So plenty of ground clearance, great suspension, awesome torque and power, you know, all that neat stuff. Says a 4.5 gallon tank or 17 liters, but I did run the bike out of fuel, and it took 4 gallons to fill it, 4.01. So I'm calling it that, at least on my bike. Maybe the other half gallon hid somewhere, I don't know. The bike's weight, I think I mentioned already, 430 pounds. That's with a full tank of fuel. And it's, how do you think about that? 195, 196 kilograms. That's pretty darn good. Oh, and it's sporting Seat tires, by the way. And they're a special tire made for this bike. And like I said, I've got over 6,000 on this one. And they have just been doing fine. Absolutely great. On every surface we've tried it out yet. Now, we haven't done sand with it. And I don't think I would do mud with them. We did wet roads, but we didn't do mud. And pea gravel, deep pea gravel would be a problem, I think, without trying. I haven't tried it yet. Seat height, you're all going to want to know that one. About 33 inches in the high position. It's a 2-position seat. That's about 845 millimeters. That's what position I have mine in. I'm 5'8" with a 30-inch inseam. Hey, bikers! Let's see, what do we got here? Okay. And then low position is, I think it's 32.5 for about 825 millimeters.
We're going to get a layer off on first.
We stopped to take a layer off. Getting a little warm, I guess. I left everything on, but opened up the vents a little bit on the old jacket. I've got the Royal Enfield Nervic jacket, my favorite jacket of all time. It's got armor and abrasion resistance, and it's got a liner, and let these guys get ahead of us a little bit. Just a fabulous jacket. So anyway, the bike. Sitting upright, pretty much. Look at this road. This road is not an issue for this bike at all, by the way. So sitting upright pretty much, back about straight almost, maybe a slight lean forward. Pegs are in the excellent spot for standing up, by the way. That brings you to the next thing. When you get on the bike, you feel like the triangle for your legs, knees, and hips is pretty tight. And it is. And the reason is the pegs are way high. And they're back. Well, the reason the pegs are high is because you take it into rough terrain, and the reason they're back is because you need to be able to stand up like this. And they're in absolutely the perfect spot for that. So, you know, they've worked that out pretty well. Look at this, it's just eating it alive. Absolutely no trouble at all. Loving it, just loving it. Plenty of torque. Hey, look at that. Whoop-de-doos. As far as let's talk about comfort on the bike goes, it's very comfortable. Like I said, I took it on a 1,000-mile ride, no problem at all. For this kind of riding, it's easy to stand up on. It does everything you want pretty well. This bike is really a jack of all trades. Kind of covers all the bases with that. Look at that beautiful stream. Absolutely amazing road. You know, I keep harping on this. I drove this bike miles from Iowa across on interstate at 85, 90 miles an hour, whatever traffic was going at, you know. And now here I am. out in the wilds of Colorado doing this on this kind of road. Same bike, same tires, incredibly capable machine, you know. Just a fabulous running bike. It really is just an all-around hot rod motorcycle. Let's talk about pushing the bike around and stuff like that, riding the bike and handling. The pushing into the garage, it's got an incredibly low center of gravity, but it is also heavy. Well, 430 pounds, that's the beginnings of heavy. Yeah, for an ADV it's light, but for like a dual sport or something it's heavy, but it's also got a lower center of gravity than most ADVs or dual sports. And it's not a dirt bike. A dirt bike would be lighter and well, that's a whole other category of motorcycle. You get it out of the garage and hey, a little sand, and it just performs great. It's easy to get on and off of. It's got this real lean on the kickstand, and the first time I got on it, the first time I went to use the kickstand, I just about freaked because I felt like the bike was going to fall over. You know, you go to let the bike down, and I didn't realize it was going to be so far over. But I think one of the reasons, in my opinion, that they put the kickstand down, so, and I know there's people who've got opinions, other ideas on this, but that they did that is to make the bike easy to get on and off of. And that's really important when you're trying to sell a motorcycle. If somebody has a hard time getting on a bike, they may just walk away. Another thing is, you know, when you go to park the bike and, you know, the ground is not flat and it's a little uphill, well, the bike isn't standing up like it's going to fall over on you. So it seems to have more options for parking. Now, is that a real thing or perceived? I'm going to go with real on it. Look at this road. Like I said, I drove this bike all the way from Iowa on pavement. You know, I did a 1,000-mile ride on this. How can I do the same bike and do this? You know, we're in second gear right now. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. If you like this kind of riding, so you can get a bike like this, drive to your location wherever it may be. In my case, it was 785 miles away on interstate. We did it in a day, by the way. Look at that view. Wow. Absolutely beautiful. This is September 11th. That's the special day. We all... Anyway, and the leaves are just starting to turn. The grasses are changing color and all that neat stuff. Man, this thing handles so well. It doesn't seem to get out of sorts when you roll over a rock or, you know, hit something loose. It's incredibly manageable. I would say it's friendly. It's not something that tries to jump away from me at all. It's a pretty friendly bike. Great fun, great fun. Look at that, those red bushes there. Wow, or ground cover, whatever that is. So here I am going through the rocks. Why am I doing that? It's a beautiful machine. Royal Enfield really hit it out of the park with this one. You know, I had the 411. I had it for almost, I still have it actually, because I'm supposed to trade it off on this bike, but just so you all know, this is still not my motorcycle. I've been talking about that since the beginning. It's closer to being my motorcycle. I'm trying to buy it. And maybe when I get back to Iowa, it'll be mine. But anyway, so I still have my Himalayan, my 411, and I put 31,000 miles on that bike. And it was just a dream. It would do pretty much everything I wanted except go fast. You know, you wouldn't get on the interstate with that one. I would not ride that one 1,000 miles in a day. There's just no way, you know. Although I did ride it 640 miles in one day. And 570 another day, and I did several of those kind of things, so I'm losing those guys. I better catch up or I'm not going to know what way to go. Anyway, that bike, I put that thing through the ringer, old car there, and it worked really well. I mean, it just always, you know, it always had power. It always started. It always got me home. It never complained. It always did what it was supposed to do. Oh wow, I guess this is our destination. Holy cow, look at that. Absolutely amazing. Area closed for restoration, renovation, something like that. Let me get down here by the other bikes. I will get out the other camera and we will do a little more information. Wahoo! Well, we made it. Check this out. This is an old mine. I can't remember what it's called. I think it said it earlier, Peru mine or something like that. Way up yonder is the cable house is what he's been calling it. I'm not sure what that means. There's a road up there, but I think I don't have, the other guys probably have plenty of experience to take it, but I don't think I do, so we're going to skip that today. And I mean, if you look at it, it's pretty up and downy. But this road has just been fabulous. We think the motorcycles could do it. I'm just a little bit worried about myself as far as talent and skills. We'll do it next year. How's that sound, huh? But check this out. It's just, now my buddy Mark, who's brought us out here, he said when he came here 10 years ago, 15 years ago, he said that was still a solid building. And of course, it's, you know, time is having its way with it. But wow, these bikes have just been doing great. I'm so proud of this motorcycle. It just seems to do everything. It really is the sum, the single universal motorcycle, the sum, the bike that will do it all. You know, if you only have one bike in your garage, and there's no reason you ever should have only one bike in your garage, well, that would be the bike to have right there. It just, lots of ground clearance, comfortable, good handling, plenty of power, capability, you know, to do this stuff, to do interstate, to do all that neat stuff. Closed for revegetation. Okay, that's what it says. Just a fabulous machine. If y'all are interested in a bike like this, a near used Royal Enfield, Triumph, classic British bike of any type, need parts, accessories, thingamajigs, doodads, get yourself over to Baxter Cycle in the mighty mini Metropolis of Marnie, Iowa. They ship, by the way, they ship almost nationwide motorcycles. So give them a call if you're interested in one of these things. Also, you can go to baxtercycle.com. You know, check it out on there. They got plenty of neat stuff on there, and they can help you out. They can help you out. Now, I'm Fuzzy Biker, and I'm going to put this camera away for the rest of the day, and I'm going to go out and have some fun. Colorado is a beautiful place. Look at this. You know, and I'm an old man, and I'm gonna enjoy the beauty. Life is good, my friends. Life is good. Get out there and ride. Wahoo! Yippee-yi-yay! Yippee-yi-yo! Down the road we go. Beautiful, beautiful machine.